Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to be diving into a pretty ambitious AI system. It's built to guide players through one of the most notoriously complex and, let's be honest, hostile virtual worlds ever created. The goal? To turn all that chaos into a clear, understandable path forward.
I mean, just imagine it. You're dropped into a universe with literally thousands of star systems, and you've got no map, no guide, nothing. That is the reality for every new player, or capsuleer as they're called, in the massive universe of New Eden. It's a place that's just brimming with opportunity for sure, but also a ton of danger, where one wrong move can, and often does, cost you everything. We are, of course, talking about EVE Online. For decades, this game has been legendary. I mean, its scale is just mind-boggling. Its economy is run entirely by players, and the freedom it gives you is pretty much absolute. But, that same freedom is a double-edged sword. It creates this infamous complexity, a learning cliff so steep it's more like a learning wall, that leaves a lot of new players feeling completely and utterly lost.
Okay, so to really get how we can solve this problem, let's put ourselves in the shoes of one very specific type of player, the Day 1 Alpha. Think of this as your typical brand new player. They're starting out in the safest part of space, but they have basically zero knowledge. They need to learn the ropes, find some low-risk things to do, and just, try to survive in a galaxy that absolutely does not hold your hand.
So what if that player did have a guide? What if they had a kind of AI co-pilot sitting right there with them in the cockpit? Well, that's precisely the promise of the EVRN project. It's an AI system designed to be that personalized, intelligent guide for literally any player, no matter what your goals are or how much or how little experience you have. So how does this thing actually work? Well, EVRN isn't just one single monolithic program. It's actually more like a team of specialized AI agents, and each one has a very specific job. You've got the indexer agent, which is basically the scout. It goes out and gathers and organizes all the data. Then there's the journey guide agent, who acts as your personal navigator. The court match agent is like a social director, helping you find the right group of players. And finally, the lore canon explainer is the historian, ready to unpack all that dense backstory for you.
Okay, so if you're going to build the ultimate guide, you have to start with the ultimate map, right? And that's job number one for the indexer agent. Its mission is to build this absolutely massive interconnected web of information, what we'd call a knowledge graph. And it does this by pulling in and linking together four really crucial layers of information about the entire universe of New Eden. So layer one is all about the lore and the history. The agent starts by consuming everything, the four major empires like the deeply religious Amar or the hyper-capitalist Kaldari. It logs the entire timeline of events, from the ancient collapse of the Eve Gate all the way up to the recent, and frankly, galaxy-shattering Triglavian invasion. It even profiles all the different factions, from the big megacorps down to the pirate cartels, and maps out every single star system. Then we have layer two, the game systems and the economy. This is where the AI digs into the nuts and bolts of how EVE actually plays. It creates a whole taxonomy of every possible in-game activity, whether it's combat, industry, or exploration. It builds a complete family tree of every ship class, from the tiniest frigates to those city-sized titans. And, maybe most importantly, it maps out the entire economy, how the in-game currency, ISK, is created and how it's destroyed. It knows all the different security zones, from the safety of HighSec to the Wild West of NullSec and wormhole space. And here's where it gets really cool. The system can actually visualize that economy. So, for instance, it can show you exactly where all the new money in the universe is coming from. And as you can see, NPC bounties, that's the cash you get for blowing up computer-controlled parrot chips, is by far the single biggest faucet of new ISK in the entire game. Now, having this kind of insight is absolutely crucial if you're trying to guide a new player towards making some money. All right, Layer 3 is all about the amazing player community. See, EVE players have created literally hundreds of their own third-party tools to help with everything from market analysis to designing the perfect ship. So the agent indexes this entire ecosystem of tools. But here's the really smart part. It doesn't just list them. It uses a trust model to score each tool on things like security and how well maintained it is. That way, it's only recommending the absolute best and safest tools for the job. And that brings us to Layer 4, which is arguably the most important one, the player communities. This is the social fabric of EVE. The system creates a massive directory of thousands of player-run corporations and alliances. It keeps track of public fleets, these not purple shoot-it groups where literally anyone can show up and join a fight.
It even built a calendar of community events, from in-game classes to huge tournaments. It's basically mapping the social heartbeat of the entire universe. So, okay, the map is finally built. We've got the lore, the game mechanics, the community tools, and the social networks all connected into this one giant knowledge graph. Now, and only now, can the journey truly begin. With this complete picture, the Journey Guide agent can step in and start charting a personalized course for any player.
And this is key. The system doesn't just spit out some generic, one-size-fits-all advice. No. The first thing it does is try to understand who you are by identifying your player archetype. Are you that day one alpha who just needs to learn the absolute basics? Are you an industrialist who just wants to build and trade? Or maybe you're an explorer and your only goal is to find hidden, secret sites deep in dangerous space. It figures that out first. So let's circle back to our day one alpha. For them, the system generates a clear, step-by-step onboarding plan. And it's not just a random checklist. It's a logical path designed to build skills and confidence. Step 1, knock out these career agent missions to learn the ropes and make a little cash. Step 2, it's time to find some friends, so it recommends a newbie-friendly corporation. Step 3, let's get you the right tools, like Python for planning your ships. And finally, Step 4, let's dip your toes into big fleet fights in a safe way. But here's the thing. The ultimate goal in a game like EVE isn't really just about skills or ships or money. It's about finding your people. The journey is not a solo one. And maybe the most powerful feature of this whole system is that it understands that success in this universe almost always comes down to finding the right community to fly with. And this is where that Corp Match agent really shines. It's almost like a matchmaking service. It takes your preferences, what you want to do, when you play, how serious you are, and compares them against incredibly detailed profiles of thousands of player corporations. So if you say you're into PvP and exploration and you play casually in the US time zone, it'll scan its database to find a group that's a perfect match for that, a place where you'll actually fit in. So in the end, EVRN really does transform the absolute chaos of New Eden into a clear, personalized path forward. By smartly connecting those 4 layers we talked about, the deep lore, the complex game mechanics, the player-made tools, and the vibrant communities, the system offers a real, data-driven solution to one of the most famous or infamous challenges in all of gaming. So what should you really take away from all this? Well, first, it's a powerful reminder that even the most overwhelming complexity can be mapped with the right approach, like a knowledge graph. It also shows that AI agents can give us truly personalized and, more importantly, actionable guidance. And maybe the biggest lesson is that the social layer, finding your people, is often the absolute key to navigating any complex system. This kind of data-driven onboarding can make even the most intimidating worlds feel accessible. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. If we can build an AI guide for a virtual universe as deep and complex as this one, what other incredibly complicated systems could we map next? Think about it. We have a blueprint here for turning confusion into clarity. The only question is, where do we point it?